Hey, sorry about that. I have my phone set to where it won't answer calls, but it's like not seeing a number for it. It looks spammy.
Right.
I
Right.
be having bill collectors calls, so it's like I had to turn it off.
Right. Yeah. That shit. Yeah. That shit like that with mine too. Gotta be safe. Gotta be safe. How you doing though?
I am doing good. Just currently putting a hot compression on my wrist. I had a little small cyst that I saw grow on there like a week ago. It's been going down, and I guess this kind of helps speed up the process. So I was like, let me just do this while since I'm done working and typing. I can finally do this today, throughout the day.
Right. Damn. Yeah. Yeah. That's crazy. That shit is all in your chart.
See, look, that's why I was like, because I was literally hysterical about it because I was just like, I'm a healthy person. Like, for the most part, like, I'm human, and
Yeah.
know my diet could be better, but I was like, I know for the most part, like, I don't go to the hospital that often for stuff, so I'm just like, what is this?
Right.
Like, having a panic attack, and so, because I'm like, is it cancer? It's like right by my veins, and I looked into it, and it wasn't that bad, but still now I'm just like, oh, I don't like seeing stuff like that, especially with me
Right.
just turned 25.
Right. Yeah, that shit is. Yeah, that shit is. But you said you know what? You said you really don't even know too much about the astrology like
The
that.
charts. No, like I've like started to get a little bit more interested in it since I've like became friends with Alexis. Like prior to that, like I had an interest for it, and sometimes I would like look into my chart, but like I wouldn't do like in-depth searches, and I didn't, fully like process it. I was just like, because that's so like that could be generalized. So
Right,
I would look into it, and then like once I once I started to like really get close to her, and I know that's a part of like somewhat of what she does with her spirituality. So it did kind of make me like a little curious, just like hearing how she said it's just been able to have an impact on her and just understanding herself better and being able to, internalize just her decision making and so forth. So I definitely was like, well, if you're going to pay for it for free, then I'm going to go. Why not?
Right.
I definitely want to, because it's like she's definitely trying to do reads on me, but it's like, she's also my friend. So I'm like, I can't tell if she's, been biased or any of that. Or, I don't know. This is all new to me.
Right, exactly.
But,
yeah, right. Yeah, for real. Yeah, for real. But yeah, man, it gets so deep. Like it is in depth. And I'm a break it down. I know some stuff you probably won't understand, but I say it so you can at least I'll record it so you could at least play it back or you could look it up or
that would be good. Exactly. That'll help me be able to like you said, because I want to probably get some of it as the deeper you go into it, but that'll allow me to like do my own research and just learn a little bit more.
Yeah. So so as far as your chart, you a Capricorn. You got 3 signs. The moon sign.
Yes, I know there's 3 signs, and I only know that I'm an Aquarius.
Yeah, moon sign is Scorpio. And,
oh wow.
Yeah, and your rising sign is Capricorn. So
okay, I could do that.
So the Capricorn that's basically like it's like Saturn is like restriction. So it's like Jupiter is the opposite planet of Saturn. So it could make somebody like small, you know what I mean? Like it just even if they eat or whatever, like it'll still be like it just make things smaller, like, you know what I mean? A lot of Capricorn. Exactly. I got Saturn in my first house. Like I can eat whatever, or it's like, you know what I mean? You don't get real big.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? But and then your moon is in Scorpio, and like even that, like it just tell a story and stuff. Cause basically when we born or whatever, you know what I'm saying? We born at that certain time, so our moon is in a certain cycle. Like your moon is in a certain phase. You was born on a waning crescent moon, so that's basically like an old soul type shit. Like somebody that's like deep spiritual healing, could be in seclusion a lot. You know what I mean? Just overthinking
all
stuff.
Me. That's me.
Like yeah.
So would you say? So is the moon sign like like my internal self almost, like
yeah,
the
that's
core
what you
me,
don't.
or
That's what you don't show. Like the moon sign is like somebody you in a relationship with know, or your family. Like your people at work ain't gonna know that, or just even outside, because that's your internal. Like your public house is like the 10th house represents your moon is in the 10th house. Each house is basically represents a zodiac sign. Each zodiac sign rules one of these houses. So in all these houses just basically represent different areas of your life. So like when we born, like it's literally like sectioned off in 12 sections. It's like energetic patterns. So like you can see it when the sun is even going in. This is why when they're in Cancer, certain people act this way, but it's different deacons, like degrees. Like, so it's literally like everybody is 3 different signs to every sign. Like it's 3 different Geminis. Like it's
just not one. Like it's not all just encompassing me just being Aquarius. Yeah. There's 2 other parts that supports who I am altogether.
Exactly. So yeah, you are Aquarius, with Venus, ruled by Venus. Because you at the end of the year or whatever. So other Aquarius. So you literally Venus. So it'd be a lot of shit to do with like friends and partnerships, marriage. That could be something that's heavy.
Yeah.
And just like people pleasing. Like you could go against your beliefs a lot because it's Aquarius, to where you different, but you want to be relatable too. So so it'll come off like that, like. But that's
true.
Yeah, so they got to do with the sun sign, with being born February 1st, versus, what I'm saying, at the end of January or whatever. Those are different types of Aquariuses. And then
that's hella tough. Because that's so true. And it's like there will be, and I'm sorry, I didn't cut you off.
Nah, you good.
Be trying to process it too with you. But I definitely can feel that, just because. I know I'm an individual, and I'm definitely like different just because of how I am. That's just what it is. But at the same time, I do try to really just relate with all different walks of life because I want to be likable. But I know there's times where I have to remind myself, like, Tiana, at the end of the day, this is who you are. Like, you have the right to advocate for yourself if you want to have a good quality life. So it's like you have to be real with yourself about how you feel. But sometimes, like you said, I will find myself where it's like I do that, but if it gets too, like, obviously, if it gets out of hand, and it's like I have to talk sense into myself, and say, like, so what are we doing here?
Exactly. And and just even knowing that about yourself, like you being aware of it, but and
very self-aware,
and it make you, and really the chart just make you be like, because it really just confirmed things. You know what I'm saying? But
it's like I'm not crazy for thinking this way, or just having these thoughts, because I definitely do a lot of deep thinking.
Yep.
And I definitely, if that makes more sense then, because I know that was kind of what she was saying as well. She was like, it just kind of confirmed things about yourself that you already knew, and you just wasn't for certain, like, how to process it or what it meant exactly.
Yeah.
So this is definitely, I like that this is helpful, because I'm like, well, damn, you don't even know me like that. But I guess you know my chart.
Yeah, like, for real, it's crazy. That's why I was asking you for your time, like, to make sure, like, because the time is never, like, that shit is never off. That shit is just about knowing how to read it. But yeah, that's how it was when I first did mine. I'm like, man, this shit is crazy. Like, this shit is too real. Like, with the health and everything. So, and then, but yeah, like with the family, like
that's a big
that
thing.
Shit is, like your moon is in the 10th house. So each house just basically, like I said, represent an area of our life. Like, so the 10th house is your public life, your career life. And and your moon is there. So the moon is dealing with nurturing and stuff like that. So it's naturally supposed to be I ain't gonna say supposed to be, but the natural place for it is like the 4th house. But it's literally in the 10th house, like with the father. So it's showing literally like the mom could be like the father, like the mom could be, or a grandmother. It's actually the 10th house. The 10th house represents elders. So this is somebody who could be raised by their grandma.
That's sick. That's so crazy. I wasn't raised by my great grandma.
Yeah.
That's so crazy.
Yeah.
And then it's just like I definitely have mommy daddy issues just because of how they decide to live their life and how I came into this world. So absolutely, that's cray.
Yeah, like and then the dad. Where's your son? Your son is in I think it's in the 8th house. 8th house is the house of Scorpio. So it's just it's your son is in the 1st house. Your son is your expression, like how you choose to express yourself. So it's an Aquarius. So naturally you're gonna want to express yourself, your uniqueness, how you truly feel, how you know what I'm saying, and not be judged for it.
For real.
So literally it's showing even like the dad is going in the 8th house. So it could be some type of control over the identity or some type of secrets with the dad or something like that. And a lot of transformations, like trauma, like some type of so it's a lot of unconscious stuff with the father.
Wow. So I wonder if that's more on his end or mine, because I definitely, like you said, I'm one where it's like I truly have just only wanted to like connect with both my mom and my dad, but because with my mom, like I'm different from her other children, like my personality, I get some of it from my dad. So I've always been like the black sheep or the odd one of the bunch, and I'm the oldest at that. But I feel like it's just always been hard for her to just like try to really connect with me on a level where it's like she can, get to know me and not just have surfacey conversations with me. Yeah. And with my dad, it's just like it's like he doesn't really, he tries to control aspects of my life, but it's like because he didn't come into my life so later, it's just like, no, dude, you're not getting that privilege. Right. And he does a lot of like surfacey conversations as well, and he likes to joke a lot about things, and I get upset because it's like we could also have a better relationship, but I've expressed to both of my parents like how I want to have a better relationship with them now that I'm an adult. And it's like my mom, she's definitely improved, but it's like we're still not there yet. And same with my dad, like he hasn't really improved at all. It's just he calls me on the holidays and see if I'm coming to town, and that's pretty much it.
Damn. Yeah. That's
So that's I'm like, it's like, heavy.
Yeah, I was looking at it like, man, and then and your moon, and then an aspect. Your moon is making an aspect to Lilith. It's called Lilith, and that's just basically, Lilith is basically like the rebellious part of you. Just so it's literally like a part of you that's just want to do your own thing, like, you know what I mean? Yeah. So it's literally connecting that part of you with your mom. So your mom could be bringing some type of irritation out of you by, basically not accepting the full you. Like, so it'd be a restriction with you fully expressing yourself, and it'll make she's basically bringing that out of you for you to express yourself. She'll bring that rawness out of you, or that, you know what I mean? She could bring some type of energy out of you that you really supposed to connect with and own it and bring it out. You know what I mean? However it is she make you feel, you got to own it. And, you know what I'm saying?
Oh,
and
it's
a part of you.
Crazy.
It's literally a part of you that you suppressing, that you got to, she's literally there, a mirror, bringing it out. And it's crazy.
That's terrible. That's literally funny that you say that, because it's like, that's literally something that my partner has even told me, because I've expressed this to him, like how just them and their relationships that I have with them, how it's just like really impacting me, because I can be very emotional about it, because I really do value family. Like I realize that I come from a dysfunctional family, but this is the only family I have, and now that I'm an adult, I'm just like, I just want to, do better and have us be closer. But with her, it's just like I've told like my partner, like she makes me so upset because I feel like we could have a closer relationship, like we see on the TVs, because the issue was she used to struggle with substance abuse most of my childhood. So, and she's been in and out of prison. That's the in-between pieces. And so now that we are like able to talk about things. We have, but it's like I haven't fully just said, hey, I just feel like, just getting more raw with her about my feelings and to see if it will make a difference. But I feel like at the same time, she has to be in a place to want to accept and hear what I have to say, because she can be very defensive, and she's a Capricorn. And so she will it'll just turn into her like wanting to argue with me.
Yeah. Yeah. I was going to say she can have, because 10th house is the house of Capricorn. So wherever the moon is at, it literally show the qualities of the mother. So, and then it's going into the 7th house. So, so there's partnerships. She could be involved. She could be involved with the partnerships, or even have something to say about it. But it's definitely, and the 10th house connecting to, that's your public, your career and stuff. So that could even,
it's connected to it's connected to what she did.
Yeah. So and and it's just even showing how work could be could affect your relationship. You're working.
Yeah.
And it just showed the mother is cold, because with Saturn, with the moon in the house of Capricorn, because Capricorn is about gaining structure and it's just restriction. It's about order and stuff like that. So that'll be like the type of qualities, tradition and stuff like that. Like that's that's how it could come off. And it was some stuff in here, man. I was looking like, damn, this is. And then your life, it's a placement called North Node. The North Node is like the life path, the life purpose. So that's basically like what you gonna be, because it's like this. Tell
me that one. That's what I want to hear.
Yeah. The North Node is basically like the life path, the life purpose. Depending on when we was born or whatnot, we get different ends, and yours landed in the 8th house, and that deals with sex, death, transformation, rebirth. So it'll be a lot of events like this, like to build up your emotional stability. So it's like the South Node is like finances, material, being comfortable, the material world, but it's geared towards getting into the spiritual, understanding your unconscious patterns, looking back into the family, seeing the generational patterns that's been going on, and like shit like that, like really like.
That is so tough, man. Yeah. This is scary. Like, and so you said that was called which house? The North Node.
No, N-O-D-E. Yeah.
Okay.
That's that's like literally. Yeah, so it'll bring like, it'll just be transformations and stuff, accidents, stuff like that. Like that's what the 8th house is about, and joint finances. So you could be feeling like you got to do it alone. You know what I mean? And you can attract people that help you. You know what I'm saying?
It's just crazy, because it's like I definitely have been spending like this last month, like this. I want to say technically since we went into the new year, I've just been doing more of like family thinking. And like for recently, my mom had told me like some traumatic stuff that happened in her childhood that I didn't know about, because I'm very like close with my great grandmother, and she's like getting older. She's going to be passing soon from what I'm hearing. And, the way that the family, because my mom has 3 or 4 other sisters, I can't count right now. But the way that they have been like interacting with her as my grandma was getting older, it's like, it made me like start asking questions like, why isn't everybody doing more to take care of her? Because she took care of all of us. Right. And my mom was like, well, that like, she was like, this and that happened. And that's why like certain people don't do what they should be doing for her. Because I was the one, when I used to live in the city, I like moved in with her at the end of my high school year, and I took care of her for the most part. So that's why I take it serious. And it's like I have her name tatted on me and everything. My first tattoo was her name. So, it takes, I want to know what's going on with her. I still call like once or twice every other week just to check in with her. And I could tell she's declining, but stuff like that. And like you said, I just been doing a lot of thinking about like her and like you said, the generational traumas that just passed down. And then like with my sisters and my brothers, and like how all of our life paths are different because of like our parents, and just taking in a lot of stuff. And then like you said, my career, like what I want to do, like now that I live out here, I want to go back and to school and get my graduate degree, and I wanted to like work in counseling and work with couples and families. And I'm like,
that's exactly.
But it's like it's hard for me to. I feel like I know I have to like work on these things about myself, so then that way when I'm able to go do this type of career, I can fully do it, and just not have to be dealing with my own shit while I'm helping other people deal with their shit.
Right.
In so many other words. So that's crazy. That like you said, that's why I'm like. I definitely have been thinking more about like what's my am I chasing the right path? Like should I not be on this path? So it's like I know the kind of heart I have, and I know the kind of person I am, and I'm very compassionate and caring. And I just want to help because it's like when I was young, that's all I wanted was to be helped because that's what everything we went through.
Yeah.
So it's just pain. That's why I'm like, this is all from a chart. You see all this in a chart right now.
Yeah, like
I definitely am. So you said you are recording all this, right?
Yeah.
Perfect, because I really do. I'm gonna want that actually, just because this is I didn't expect it to like be like as real as it is, and so I definitely want to be able to like play this back and like look up some more of this stuff for myself.
Yeah, for sure, right. And I see that in your chart too about looking up. It even show that as far as like the like your sixth house. Sixth house is the house of your routines. That's the Virgo. That's the house of Virgo, but it deals with your routines, your daily routines. It deals with your work. It's the energy of your employers and the employees at your workplace. And what else? So and like open enemies or whatever, like people you might have to deal with here and there, even at work or whatever. But it's Gemini there, so that deals with jobs to do with it could be teaching, it could be traveling. It's something to do with the hands. Gemini rules the arms and the hands, so doing jobs with hands, communicating, telephones or something. But
so go back to telling me about like what you were like reading when I was telling you about my grandmother.
And the North Node. Yeah.
Yes.
The North Node. Okay. Yeah, the North Node is in Virgo, so it's in a sign and it's in a certain house.
Okay.
It's in a sign and it's in a certain house. So it's in the sign of Virgo, so that got to do with work and service. So they got to do with your service. So your North Node is in Virgo, so that means the South Node. That's what you're trying to get out of. It's like a past energy, that an accumulated. Yeah. So this is what you're comfortable with. The Pisces energy. So this could be daydreaming all day or, wasting hours, in your mind or listening to music for hours or like just in solitude, you know what I mean? And you're going to be pushed with certain circumstances to make you do some type of work. And this might manifest with even dogs. People have dogs around them or even get dogs because Virgo represents dogs. So all these things are basically pushing you towards your life purpose that might irritate you. The things that irritate you.
Why are you like literally telling me everything? Like we want to get a dog. We know dogs cost money, and so it's just like I have been trying to because like I said, I've been more. Just I had got out of a bad relationship a while ago. I said moving forward, one of those things I took away as a lesson that I was gonna just start listening to myself more and being real with myself. Mm-hmm. So something that I've been like now here recently, just bring it back to what you're saying was, I know that I do want to live more comfortably in life. I don't desire to be like filthy rich, but I just, because of the type of childhood I've had and the tough roads that I had to go to just to get to where I want to be, I want to live comfortably. I can say that. That's okay to say.
Yeah.
And I have literally just been telling myself more like, Nana, well, you're not going to get to where you want to be if you're being lazy and keeping this lazy mentality. Like you got to, break these lazy tendencies you have, because I will procrastinate sometimes or, I won't just get back on it. I'll create these things for myself that I want to do that make sense to get to where I'm trying to go. And then I just like to fall through the cracks with it because I get lazy.
Right.
So I'm just trying to get real with myself more about that because I'm like, well, I want a dog and just living out here. It's like I have more opportunities to do things that I want to do through like my hobbies and just my career path. And so it's like I should like be more on it. But at the same time, I've just been kind of just enjoying it all because it's like, this is a big step for me as well, just moving out here and getting stable for myself.
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
That's crazy.
And Chiron, and you got Chiron. That this is connected to. This is another placement too, like the North Node, but this deals with like the wounds, internal wounds. This kind of like you was just saying, like I could be helping somebody else with their traumas, but I still got my own, and that's what Chiron represent. Everybody got that in their chart. It's basically an area where we all got know somebody where they can explain something. Yeah. Like, and they going through this, and you going through that. Like, you ain't even, you know what I mean? They might be able to talk about relationships, but they relationship fucked up for real. Like, so this is what represents Chiron, and it just makes them basically have a wound. It's basically like a wound. Like, it's in Scorpio. So that's going back. That's the same house that the North Node is in. So it's a lot of wounds with, unconscious patterns and stuff like that, like traumas. And so basically, like you said, that'll be your way of like healing. Like, you know what I'm saying? About, like when it's like turbulent situations and shit like that, or people went through life-changing events and shit like that, you'll be able to like usher people through these situations and, you know what I'm saying, help them out like through traumatic situations, abuse and sexual abuse, different type of, things that's life-changing, that change their life. Like, and,
so it's like, sounds like I am technically on the right path. I gotta get out of my head about like just being too lazy about everything I want, and two, it's just good to hear. Like, this is definitely like helpful, like you said, because it's giving me confirmation and it's making me feel good to like know that like everything I think about is like, yes, I do a lot of internal thinking, which I should slow down on some days, but it's like the things that I'm thinking about are like,
point.
It has meaning and it's on point. Like you said, it has meaning and it all means something in the end. So it's just like, okay, like cool, like this is definitely like healthy right now. So I do want to hear about my health though, because I'm a big health freak, and it's like I've definitely been out of shape for a minute. I'm like, I'm about to be getting back into the gym next month once I move. So I'm just like, okay, what do you have to tell me about my health, man? So what else do I need to do that I'm not doing right now?
With the health, you got Gemini in there, so there's like short trips, like doing so this got to do with doing something quick, like, you know what I mean? If you work out or something, you probably just want to do a quick little workout and keep it moving or something like that. But you need to get the sales off of Gemini as well, and it's called Calimur, Kalimur, and that deals with the respiratory area. Yeah. So people with Gemini in the 6th house could have like respiratory, might need to do like deep breathing, like stuff like that. So, and with the
I've been having to. I know too. I don't know if it's just because I'm still getting adjusted to living up here in the higher elevations, but I noticed, because I have a doctor's appointment next week, but I noticed that it's like definitely been a little harder for me to like breathe sometimes. Like when I smoke, so I like stop smoking dab to now I smoke weed, because I'm like, okay, I shouldn't be having major chest pain after smoking, like that. I'm not even smoking heavy. But I know too, like right now, I just, because it's like I don't have, like for me, I personally prefer working out in the gym. That's something that I accept, that I do try sometimes to work out at home, but I'm just not as motivated. So I do, like now I'll go for like a walk around the neighborhood and I'll call that good. So something short and quick, like you said, so I can get back to my day. So that's crazy.
And because 6th house is the house of health. That's the house of Virgo. So that rules like the digestive system and all of that. So
I just learned about the importance of pooping consistently.
And it deals with the nervous system. So you got Gemini there. So this could heavy thinking. Your thinking can cause anxiety, and you know what I mean? Wow. Like with that, get that cell salt, like that cell salt help with that. Because it's basically like the cell salts, the minerals, it just basically just replenishes your cells. Because it's like when we growing from a baby, like our cells is growing, and so we need stuff to replenish You know, we burning off these cells and these minerals, and naturally, like, you're gonna have Gemini health issues, like more than a typical Gemini, because whatever sign falls in that sixth house, whatever's in that sixth house, that's what area of the body. Each zodiac sign rules a body part. Taurus is the throat, Aries is the head, Gemini is like the arms, the respiratory system, and the shoulders and all of that, and the Cancer is the stomach, and Leo is your spine, Libra is your kidneys, Scorpio is your pelvic area, and Pisces is the feet, so, and Sagittarius is the hips, thighs, and all of that. Like, so, so whatever sign falls in that house, you know, that's basically what, and it just shows like you need mental stimulation through the day, like mental stimulation, heavy, like, and that's what even caused the smoking, like that even make you, just because you need to do, it's that nervous energy. Gemini's nervous energy, and it's in the sixth house dealing with the anxiety. So that's needing to know if things is going right. That could be a excessive perfection, you know what I'm saying, trying to get things right, with Gemini being in the sixth house like that. So that'll cause the worry and the anxiety. That'll fuck up your health. Like, you're worrying. Like, that can have a real impact. But shit like this, though, it'll help. You know what I mean? Calm your, because the stuff you think about, like, you see, you don't, you know what I mean? You on the right path. It just be the over worrying, like.
Yeah, and that makes so much sense, because it's like, I definitely, like, I've always known that it's like, you know, worrying, stress, and all that, like, that can do, you know, damage to your long-term health. And so I try to, like, make sure some days I'm intentional, but I can see, you know, unsubconsciously where it's like, I'll have just, like, I can start my day off bad, and like, even though I said I wanted to, like, do better with having better intentional days, just little stuff like that, or like you said, just, you know, wanting to, like, make everything, like, perfect or right, because I can be like that sometimes, and it's like I stress myself out. But I've had to tell myself too, it's like, you know, your path is going to be different from everybody else. It's like, the things that are meant for you will come in due time, but I know I have to obviously work for that as well. But it's good to know then too that I just need to be mindful about, like, all that overthinking that I'm doing sometimes, because it really isn't healthy. Yeah. But I wanted you to tell me, you said so I should get some cell salts. Is that like an actual, like, thing that I can, like, get to help me?
Yeah. The 12 biochemic cell salts.
Okay. And I'm gonna look for that.
So they got the actual cell salts that you can get in the store, and it, like, ain't no side effects or nothing to them. Like, it's all natural and everything. Like, it's legit. Like, so you can actually get the cell salt, or you can get the foods that got the actual mineral in it. You know
because I like to cook, and I'm a chef, so I'll just put it in my food. I think it's better to just consume it, because you are what you eat. But if I can get it too, like you said, 'cause the other way would be just to, like, take a bath and soak in it. Yeah.
Like, like it's, and for Cali Myrrh, the foods you can get is almonds, spinach, peas, cottage cheese, green leafy vegetables, apples, and these is just things that got that mineral in it. You know what I mean? That cell salt in it. So it's like you can base your diet around it. Like, that's what I started doing. Like, just basing my diet around certain stuff, because you having that in the sixth house, like, smoking, you would be super sensitive to smoking, and I got some shit like that in my chart. Like, but I know, like, because certain people are more sensitive than others, you know, and your shit is sensitive with Gemini being there, like the breathing, and it's like heavy.
And that's what I was like, I've definitely tried to, like, tone it down, because it's like I noticed, it's like you said, that all of a sudden now I'm, like, sensitive, like, when it comes to smoking. So I try not to, like, I smoke maybe a full joint in one day, like half in the morning and half, like, when I'm off work now, so that way I can, like, be productive throughout the day, and I can, like, actually just know that, like, there is a time throughout the day where, like, my brain is just operating at full capacity, and I'm not, you know, having slower thoughts, you know, just because it's like, yes, I enjoy smoking, but it also does make me lazy to some extent.
Yeah.
But I know it sounds like too, because I eat a lot of like veggies because I'm a pescatarian, so it's like I do eat the veggies, but I definitely know I can eat more than just try to figure out. That's one of my goals this year, just to try to learn more food groups that I could be incorporating into my diet, so that way, as far as the veggies go, and then like the seeds, like, or not seeds, but like the beans or greenies, stuff like that.
Yeah.
That might be like, that'll help me because I don't eat like red meat and stuff, so I can feel like make sure I'm getting iron and all that good jazz.
Yeah, for sure. And it even show that you're gonna be super analytical when it comes to health, because Geminis, and you will be telling people, teaching people, Gemini 6th house is somebody that's gonna be curious about health, and they actually tell other people about what they learned or researched. Yeah,
because I want to live long. That's all, and I want to look super hot when I'm old, like I do now. That's all. That's what it really is.
Right. Really come down to.
That's crazy though.
Yeah, I'm trying to see, and then Lilith, your Lilith is in the sign of Leo, and that's the aspect. That's like the aspect that your moon was connecting with. So it's literally showing, as far as you wanting to express yourself, you feeling like just some like deep, strong urge to be yourself, but you will attract people. Yeah. You can attract people that bring this out of you, where they might be hella different or hella, you know what I mean? Creative and expressive is creative people. So you could be real creative, but other people could bring this energy out of you. And then
that makes sense because it's like I've been trying to. Now that I live out here, it's like I've been trying to like make more friends, just because it's like I wasn't able to like really like have a social life when I was living in Missouri and I was going to school, because I was just really focused on doing what I got to do, grinding and all that. But it's like now that I live out here, it's like now I want to just kind of focus more of my energy on just like focusing on the positive things of life, enjoying life. Like I want to like achieve my goals, but I also want to enjoy life, and so that's what I like. That's where some of the laziness also comes in with that. Now I'm thinking about it, because it's just like I just now I have the opportunity to do that. This is what I came out here for, but also to have a better quality of life in that sense. So I've definitely have been like, I'm part of the LGBT community. I'm bi, so it's like I've been connected with more like people in that group, and it's like it's like they're definitely different for me. Yes, like obviously we share that same commonality that we're part of this community, but it's like their like whole vibe has definitely been different than what I'm used to seeing or what I've like met in some of them past friendships that I've encountered.
Right. And you got 7th house in Cancer. So that's the house of the marriage or the partner. So this is what you look for in a partner. So you got Cancer there. So that's feminine energy. So this is even showing somebody could be looking like for a mother, or the mother qualities, looking to be nurtured or wanting somebody to nurture. So this could be attracting people, even if it's men. It's gonna naturally make you attracted to the feminine energy. But if it's men, they could have feminine, like nurturing qualities, or they could be emotional men.
Oh yeah. That's funny. Yeah, that's true though. My partner is definitely, he's feminine, and like when I first met him, I wasn't gonna date him because one, he was outside of what I typically go for, but I knew I needed to try something different. But two, I thought he was gay, and he ended up showing me that he wasn't gay. So I was like, okay, we can, end up rocking and rolling. But now we are at a place where it's like we recently just opened up a relationship, and I usually go for older women, but it's like I'm pretty open. I don't care when it comes to that. I'm just excited to be able to express myself and to still be able to like uphold that part of my identity of just being bisexual. And that's what I was explaining to him. It's like I want to fuck bitches, I do, but I just want to like be openly queer. Like he doesn't deprive me of that, but it's just different when you're in a heterosexual relationship. You don't get to just just be able to show that on a day-to-day basis.
Right. And it shows the 8th house, you got Leo there. So that Leo is where you express yourself, or where you feel energized at. So that's literally in the house of sex, death, transformation, rebirth. It don't have to be a physical death. It could just be, but these are things placed, you know, that help you see your identity, help you gain your identity, and it's a part of your expression. But yeah, sexual energy, like that's something that you, and it have to come out in, it could come out in different ways. But Leo is just wanting to make somebody express that they could be open. Like this will make somebody be on the stage, or not to be funny, but motherfucker like some porn star type shit. Like because Leo is on the stage. Leo represents the stage, you know, bringing attention. So it's in the 8th house, so it's taking that sexual energy and it's putting it on display. Like, so this is a person that, you know, like that energy, this is like energizing. And
I will say the only thing I can think of that comes to mind with that is just like, I've always wanted to be like able to just publicly do a video of me like making out with a girl. I just because it's like, cause people don't believe that I'm bi. And it's just like, no, I've had experiences. I just never like publicly made it an announcement. Like it took me a while to own that. So I don't know.
Yeah,
that's funny.
That definitely can make somebody. And then even with the did you have to like travel for school, like during growing up in high school and stuff, traveling?
Yeah. Yep.
You had to travel to see your brothers. Your brothers live distant.
I was living with my mom for like when she first got out. Like we were living with her, and like we ended up moving to, because I'm from Kansas City, and we ended up moving to Missouri, and I was going to school over there for like a year, and like I definitely had a bunch of like bad boy experience where they like a lot of bad boys at that time. I don't know what I was doing. I was being a teenager, I guess, but. Then I ended up moving back to Kansas because I didn't like the person and the lifestyle I was starting to like develop living over there. And so I ended up moving back in with my great grandma, my Gigi. Okay. And that's how I ended up taking care of her a lot more and like us having a better relationship, because that's how that came into play. Right.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. You can see that as far as traveling, because Mars is in your 9th house. Mars represents the brothers. And it's going to the 3rd house. 3rd house is your school. It's your middle school, high school. And so it's just showing that. And, it could have been a lot of turbulence even at school. Yeah. Yep.
Wow.
And I forgot to tell you, you were life path 11. I don't even know if you know about the life path.
No.
Yeah, you were life path 11, and it just makes sense. But it just make a lot of sense because your moon is on the last phase. These is like old souls. We was born on the same moon phase, but yeah, life path 11 is adding up your birthday, and you see what it add up to. And 11 is a master number, so these is literally like the spiritual teachers and the healers and shit like that. Like these people with that 11, these motherfuckers, like people with life path 11 have to go through hella shit. Like straight up. Like I ain't even gonna lie. When I seen that, I seen it make sense. But they have to go through hella shit like life path. But y'all literally, those are like, that's like I'm trying to think. Like Lil Wayne, he a life path 11. Like it's different. It's different. It's a lot of different people with life path 11. I think Obama life path 11, but it's different people with this energy. But it's just a healing like energy.
Mastering their.
It's a healing energy, basically like a spiritual teacher. It's basically like an old soul coming, taking all these lessons on and to come out to this end result, like you're saying with the healing and your moon is in the 10th house. So this is even showing dealing with women. So you can even be getting help with women with the career, and it's going to be dealing with women. Moon in the 10th house, public. You could be like the mother to people. Like,
wow.
You know what I'm saying? That's like the mother. And then the moon represents the home. So this is like cooking and stuff like that. So it's in the public house. So, people with this placement could even like get a restaurant or something, or do like they take what's in the home and make it public. Things they do in the home, they make it public. That's
so crazy. I literally have said in another life, if I can in this lifetime, like I wanted to spend a part of my life like just doing public service type of work, helping others, healing. But I love like cooking. Like I went to school for that, and so I'm like I could see myself also like owning my own organic bakery, just something that's different, where it's like you can still have your sweets, but it's organic, but would also sell regular sweets to people. So that's crazy, but I truly believe too, then like you said, just talking about like, unfortunately we have to experience a lot of shit throughout life. It's like I truly feel that because it's like throughout different stages of my life, as a child, as a teen, as an adult, you know, I've experienced different things where it's like it was tough and I hate that I had to experience it, but it also made me wiser and it made me think about it. It makes me like more self-aware and more aware of things just in general in this lifetime that people go through.
Yeah, like for sure. Yeah, when I seen this, I'm like, man, I'm like, dang, this is. And then when I seen the Life Path 11, I'm like, okay, yeah, that makes sense. Like she built for this. Like she definitely built for this.
Is that why I got gray hair right now? Because I got like a few sprouts in the front, and I don't, you know, I'm just rocking it at this point.
Soul. But that's the old soul. Like that's crazy. Yeah, I was like, man, that's deep, and I can send you some stuff on that. But yeah, that's just basically,
for sure.
You basically in that gateway, 11:11. Like your life, literally, is gonna be fate. It's gonna be a lot of situations happening, like it's like out of your control. But but that's what it ended up leading into, like the healing and stuff, with the transformation, and that's crazy. You already taking those steps. And another thing too, just like your first house, the first house represents the identity, yourself. The first house is the house of Aries. Majority of your planets is in your first house. Like this is like one of the first charts I've seen, because the first house represents the body, it represents the physical body, and it represents your personality, how you come off. But you got all these different planets. So this is like putting so many different focuses on different things at once. Like, and it's,
it's spread out.
Yeah, it's like you identifying yourself through work. You identifying yourself through your partners. It could be the sex partners. Like seventh house, your son, the first house going to the eighth house. That's identifying yourself with sexual partners. Now Mercury is going to the sixth house. That's in your first house. That's identifying yourself with your work. And Venus, that's how you relate. So this, you gonna naturally want to, have relationships and partnerships. But it's just basically going to the fourth and fifth house. So that's dealing with dating and entertainment, having a love for just having fun and shit like that. So you got all of these different placements. Jupiter going into your 12th house. So this could be your beliefs and stuff. This make your beliefs hidden. You know what I'm saying? You might hide your beliefs, like certain things you might keep hidden when it comes to things you researching and stuff like that. And it may seem like your beliefs is gonna be everybody's beliefs. Like you'll be open to all beliefs. Sagittarius, 12th house. This is somebody that's constantly giving, selfless service, constantly. Like they want to give, like you really want to give, like, cause that's fire, that's action. So you like selfless though, like not even looking for no return, like, and that's where it could be hard at. And Uranus is there, and it's in your first house. So this is buying shit. Aquarius is in your second house. That's the shit that you buy. That's the shit that you speak. That rules the throat. Taurus. So the shit you buy when it comes to cosmetics and shit like that, it'll be unique. It'll be some different shit. Like if you buy some shit like different color hair or shit like that, it's gonna be something to stand out. You know what I mean? Something that separates it. They'll definitely see you standing out. You know what I mean?
So is there anything in the chart that talks about like death? like the concept of it, or like how I like where I fall into that, because I definitely used to struggle with that to some extent, like just accepting death for what it is.
Yeah.
And I've come a long way with that, but still, I'm curious to hear what it has to say about that, if anything.
Yeah, your sun is in the first house, so this got to do with, it's a lot of death. That means it, like, it's basically saying it's a lot of traumas and just unconscious things going on, as far as like things out of your control. But death, the 8th house Scorpio represents death, so it's basically representing like somebody having a female having a baby, like in the sense like because she'd never be the same again after that. You know what I mean? Like the old self died off, so it's gonna be putting you through a series of situations like that. But as far as death, like you definitely connected in with that, and it shows you put a lot of energy into understanding that, Leo in the 8th house. But it even shows like inheritances. So Leo in the 8th house, that's even showing you could be getting inheritances from the partner. The 8th house is your partner's finances, so it could be inheritance from the partner with Leo in the 8th house. Yeah.
That's craziness. Yeah. Wow. I'm just trying to digest everything. I'm like, dang, my brain's like exploding. So.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah.
Wow.
So and that's basically even what it's showing though, like just accepting death. Becoming one with it. Like.
Yeah.
Becoming one with it and realizing like death is just a new beginning, because every ending is a beginning. You know what I mean? Every beginning had an ending to it. So
exactly.
So like it's literally just come down to you identifying yourself through these traumas, like, you know what I mean, or these circumstances that you was put through that make you stable, that make you don't hang on or cling on to certain circumstances. You like, I know this shit can end, or you know what I mean? It just make you appreciate shit, and that'll be a thing. Leo is in the 8th house, that deals with control and stuff like that. So just having the control on circumstances, it'll feel like things is out of your control, and that could cause some friction just trying to control things. But that's literally what it's gonna be teaching you, like to let go of control. Like don't try to control things.
Yeah.
Just find a deeper meaning of what's really going on.
That definitely like makes a lot of sense, because that's kind of like what it came down to with my relationships with my parents. Like I had to realize that, I can't continue to stress over the relationship I want to have with them, and I have to accept like this is who they are. Like I've expressed, that I want to have a close relationship with them, and it's like whether they decide to like really act on that and how they act upon that, it's on them. But it's like I had to like give myself that, let that stuff go, like let it go, because it was just like at one point it would bother me so bad that I would be like so emotional every time I get off the phone with either one of them whenever I did talk to them, because the conversation could go, really good or really bad, or it's just like it's really dry and I'm just, I'm still upset because it shouldn't be that way, and it's like, but I definitely, it's like different things that I've had to like let go of. Like I can't control that, just because it's like it's just taking too much on me when I'm trying to like make everything better. Like this is just what it's gonna be.
Right. Yeah. And it's showing a lot of transformations. Pluto rules that house, the 8th house, but it's just showing transformations dealing with traveling. Transformations that got to do with your belief systems. So this is wanting to get to the root of these religions and stuff like that. Like this wanting to get into the truth. Like, you know what I mean?
Oh yeah. I definitely like, I'm like right now I would say I'm agnostic, and so it's like, but I definitely like, sometimes I find myself where I haven't lately, but sometimes there was one point where I used to put a lot of energy into just like, deciding like what I'm going to believe in as far as the religion goes, just because, that was something that I used to really I was into as a teen, but then as I got older and started accepting more things about myself, like me just being bisexual, me just wanting to I try to live my life non-traditionally. There's some traditional beliefs that I still carry, but for the most part, I try to deconstruct a lot of what society has told us. I try to work on that as a overall goal within my how I live my life, and so that's something that I feel I still tear tie with, because I don't,
crazy.
I don't know. It's crazy.
Yeah, that's because it's right. Yeah, you got Saturn in Aquarius. I'm just saying that so you'll be able to research it. But yeah, Saturn in Aquarius, basically, you literally here to go against the tradition of the family. That's literally what you representing. You representing going bringing something new to the tradition, breaking that tradition, keeping it, starting a new tradition.
Mm-hmm.
In your own way. So this would have to do with, people restricting you, or just restriction. And you got Saturn in Aries, that's restriction on the self. I kind of got that. I got Saturn in my first house. But that just make you, that's wherever Saturn is at, it just brings fear. So this could be a lot of fear with the self-identity as far as yourself, who you are, what you should be doing. Trying to gain structure with your self-identity. So that's what you will have to gain structure. And wherever Saturn is at, it means ignorance, and that's where the fear comes from. Because basically with the religion, that's what Saturn is. Satan. Saturn represents the physical. That's why everybody only grows to a certain height. The energy of Saturn rules the physical. Everything has a certain limitation to it. That's what Saturn represents. So when circumstances happen and we don't think optimistic, which is Jupiter is Jesus. That's what they got. Jesus is just the energy. All of these are is just energy. So Jupiter is expansive. That's somebody that lose a job and they shit, now I can start my own business, or shit, now I can read this book I wanted to read, or now I can. But Saturn, Capricorn energy is restriction. If something happens, it make you keep focusing on, damn, I lost that job. Damn, I lost that. That's why they call it Satan. Satan is restriction. It's ignorance.
Wow.
So the opposite end of it.
It's not seeing the positives, like you said, of this situation, whatever that situation may be that comes up.
Seeing the lesson in it. So Saturn just keeps wherever it's at, and yours is in the second house. So they got to do with the upbringing, family. This is not coming up with much. This is not coming up with a lot, and somebody that could be real, have fear around finances, or even, because second house represents yourself, your value. What do you value? So this could teach you values. This will make you real precise with money. You can focus on the money, how much you spending, what you spending. There's somebody that's responsible with the money. You know what I mean? They have fears. They won't even really want to splurge for it. It's going to go on stuff that they feel they really need. Saturn in the second house. And
yeah.
Wow. Yeah, my mom got something like that. Yeah, but it just make you real. It just brings fear about. But what it's doing over time is just building you up to you gonna have ultimate confidence, and it's make it to where you got to get you self-made. You self-made making your money, because you didn't have the handouts and shit like that. You literally got to work.
Exactly.
And it might seem like you're not getting what you're worth. Saturn is there in the second house, your material gains. So it just seems like you're not getting what you're worth out of a lot of jobs, and you got to work harder.
Yeah. Exactly. That's all true. All you saying is true, but I'm gonna just be quiet now, because I'm let you do your thing, because I'm but these are facts. These are factual things that's actually happening in my life that I can see as well. So I definitely want to know then, do you have, just to kind of bring this to an end, do you have any other suggestions on things that I could be doing then based off what you read on my chart to just keep me going in the right direction? Like I know you, like you said, you mentioned the salt or the cell salt.
Yeah. Cell sulfate. Yeah, you're gonna get the one with 12 in it. So yeah, just get the one with all 12. But I mean, let me see if I see something. I think we pretty much tapped into everything. Mars in Libra. So your Mars is in Libra. That's a placement. I'm gonna say that so you can look that up. But they got to do with yourself, like self. It deals with validation and yourself. So it could be a teeter-totter with what you want to do, and it's got to do with beliefs. It's in your ninth house, so this could be a back and forth on the belief systems type shit, and even traveling. This could make you be like, dang, should I go? Should I?
Yeah.
Look up the Mars Libra.
Okay.
And I think that was about it. But yeah, like just continue being you. And I know Alexa said something about a thing, something for the women or something. She was gonna talk to you about doing something for the women or something. But yeah, that's all lined up in your chart, working with the women and dealing with sexual situations and abuse and traumas. And so
wow.
So, like, it's literally the sex energy and sexual energy is just basically soul bonding. So dang, I meant to say that, but yeah, that's another thing that you will crave, soul bonding. So it might not necessarily be like a relationship, it'll be just soul bonding. And 8th house is the house of sex. It's two people joining. The 7th house is getting married. The 8th house is after y'all get married, what do y'all have? Y'all created something. Both of y'all came together and created something, whether it's a child, a business. So it'll be a thing with wanting a deep connection, and a deep connection could come out as wanting sex. If we can interpret it in different ways, it might just be a deep connection, emotional, stable relationship with somebody that don't change on you.
Yeah. I definitely crave that just in general, like with friendship, obviously with the my romantic relationship, just, I do enjoy like connecting with people, and I like connecting with different walks of life too. So I definitely see that as well.
Yeah, and just even reading the chart, like that'll help partners understand. Because some people you probably talk to be like, man, what is she on? Like, you know what I mean? But this is how you are. You just being real with yourself. You know what I mean? Like, you it just, people can learn how to accept that. Like, dang, this is just how it is. Like, like I don't have to really explain like, this is just how I am. You either gonna accept it but it helps the partner to understand how to deal with it. Like I ain't just trying to, like, this really how I feel. Like, this, some people will be like, oh, you just want to talk to different people, or not. This really, like, you need that connection. Like, that's like a life source for you. So
I got you.
But yeah, I'll send you some stuff too about the life path. And I'll get you in touch with that, because I think I know you'll be interested in that. But yeah, I definitely appreciate it talking to you for sure.
I definitely thank you for taking time out to just give me this reading. This was like, I definitely, like, it spaced my mind because I worked 10-hour days, and I was like, dang, I didn't plan that out right. Just keep it on my schedule. But I really appreciate this. It definitely was helpful and actually really, really insightful, and like you said, just providing clarity. So I definitely will want to know more, like you said, once you send me everything, and no rush, but I do appreciate that.
Oh yeah, no doubt, yeah. Well, I'll definitely send you some stuff out, man. But yeah, if you got some questions or whatever, just holler at me or whatever, and I'm gonna send that out to you too, the recording.
Yes, perfect. That way, as I go through it, because I'll probably listen to it some days and just do some stuff. But I definitely will, like, as I go through it again, like, I'm sure more questions will start to come up in my head where I can just, like you said, reach out to you, and then I can ask you that way. So that way I'm having an actual thought in mind while I'm asking what I'm asking.
Right. Okay. Yeah, that's all good. Just holler at me.
Alrighty. Thank you so much. Well, you have a good rest of your night.
Okay. You too. Later.
Alrighty. Bye-bye.